Hello everyone, my name is Reginald Pope, and today I want to talk about ways that we can combat police brutality in America. I believe law enforcement should go through military training to avoid, monitor, and screen the police brutality. The fact of the matter is, most minorities in this country do not feel safe. We must avoid a civil crisis like the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. The New York Times article states that Derek Chauvin kept his knee pinned on George Floyd for at least 8 minutes and 15 seconds, even when he knew that he was unconscious. In the case of Breonna Taylor, CNN reports that none of the law enforcement that was involved have been charged or arrested in her death. These various incidents have led to destruction of property, creating violent protests and looting, and also inciting race wars. One way that we can combat these situations is holding our law enforcement officers accountable by having more standards, having the integrity to do what's right when no one is looking. Also identifying what is their character, what type of person they may be. Also, identifying threats within the organization. We need more reporting on behaviors and acts of injustice. Officers need to be more employed on policing each other when they see something wrong or illegal. When I joined the military, it didn't matter about my age, ethnicity, sex, or background. We were all stripped of our civilian ways, and learn how to become equals and work together. One way that we learned this was by loyalty, duty, respect, service, integrity, and courage. That was thrown and embedded in us from day one. And this is how we live our everyday lives now. Also, it's the law. Even if I'm a soldier on a battlefield, I do not have the authority whatsoever to kill, destroy anything or anyone, because I am held by the standard of the rules of engagement. Listen, all citizens should be treated as equals, because as American citizens, we share the same rights, and we should be protected from any undomestic and domestic threats. Listen, I am a minority. I am an African American, and I am also a United States soldier. My ancestors were subjected to slavery and racism for centuries. And I know that my ancestors all they would want, as I do, is to see equality and justice for all. I have been personally criminalized, stopped, detained, harassed, and charged for crimes that I did not commit in my lifetime. But being in the military, I have never been counted out or treated unfairly. I have received utmost respect from my peers in leadership, which mostly are predominantly white. I believe military training can open up the eyes of our law enforcement, as well as it did for me. Listen, we have to avoid civil crisis, violent protests, and the death of unarmed Americans like Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. Our police departments need to be held more accountable. And I believe if they're trained like we are trained in the military, this is one way that we can set change and combat brutality here in America. As a minority, today I want to implore you to consider my message. Not to point fingers or bash our policemen or women. It's to create dialogue and show that they must also be accountable for their actions. If we're able to train our police departments to the most proficient high standard, I believe we'll see a dramatic change. Thank you.